world where every day is a constant struggle to live up to certain standards, we spend hours trying to meet the unwritten regulations of this jail that we've unknowingly enclosed ourselves in. A place where being yourself is not acceptable. A place where you have to play somebody else's role to be considered reputable. You hide your scars, your flaws, you tell yourself you're opening doors. Doors to acceptance. Never once wanting to entertain the undeniable fact that you're good enough.
I mean, how many of you have acknowledged to yourself even the pain that you had to go through as a woman just by the physiological or the biology that you were born with? So as you go into thinking about this topic of how we can then change this culture and ensure that women are sitting at the table, think of the culture and what it's going to be doing about protecting its own survival.
But I don't think there's a mutual understanding between men and women about what constitutes sexism. I've been involved personally in a matter where I had leveled the accusation of sexism against the man. And I'll give you a simple example. Whenever I said I wanted something done, you wouldn't do it. He'd ignore me. I'd have to get another man to tell him what I wanted him to do, and then he'd do it. So I mean, how often are we the invisibles in society? How often does this happen? And we're actually so despondent and we don't know where to turn to, and sometimes we don't. And I think this is the important thing. If I didn't have a male person to ask, if that person could ask for me, I mean, it's ludicrous, it's absolutely absurd. It's like we were not speaking the same language. Where would I have gone?
Firstly, self-awareness is quite critical. Self-awareness is quite, we need to be aware of where we are, who we are, what you are capable of doing, what our triggers are, as a person, at a personal level, because it starts there. I always say that when we talk about the issue of empowerment, the issue of living up to your own potential and so on, half the battle won starts here. So that's why we need to start there and engage that level of our mental disposition.
It also brings me to the point that in these male-dominated industries there is an important role for women to play, and it's not because it's the nice thing to do, it meets an inclusion tick box. It's because when you have diverse teams, you are able to come up with creativity and innovation that is so desperately needed right now as we enter automation and the fourth industrial revolution and global competitiveness. And we also know that women are a key component of the consumer market, and as women executives, we are able to connect to that market and come up with the new products and innovations that are needed to direct the challenges of that market.
Real change also needs collaboration. And quite often from unlikely allies or allies, such as other business working communities such as the BBC, NGOs, government alike, which can help us break down the silos that we find ourselves in today. Such as those that stand between education system and labor markets. And the brief when you invited us, we spoke about why we're behind education, salaries that we get paid, etc. And if we are going to be able to overcome the barriers of economic empowerment and women's self-sufficiency, we need to identify new sources of data that better reflect who we are and our experiences as women, particularly Black women.